Here we have a Baal Shem Tov story. Baal Shem Tov story. Once there was a simple Chassid, a simple follower of the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov was like 300 years ago. In Russia, of course, people were tremendously poor. Russia, Ukraine, people were tremendously poor. Everybody was poor, except for the royalty and those people. And of course, occasionally there were rich people, but generally speaking, people were poor. But there were some people that were poorer than other people. And here we have one example. This was a simple Jew, and let's say his name was Boruch, and he comes from the city of Otvatsk. Let's say, doesn't say in the story what his name was. So he decides when he hears about the Baal Shem Tov, he decides he's going to go and see the Baal Shem Tov. He has to see the Baal Shem Tov. Once the Baal Shem Tov passed through his city, he saw him. He was so tremendously impressed. That's why he became a Chassid. But since then, he did not see the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov was Rabbi Yisrael Baal Shem. That was his name. He was the beginner of the Chassidic movement. Anyway, so he saves up his money for like a half a year, penny on penny, or maybe a couple of years, saved up his money. And finally, he's got enough money that he can give to his wife. It'll hold her over. And he starts his journey to Mezibus. That's where the Baal Shem Tov was. So he has enough money. He pays a wagon driver, and he takes him there. He's got enough money to stay there for the month of Tishrei. He's going to stay for the month of Tishrei. And so he gets off a little bit early. This is like a couple of weeks early. He arrives there, and he goes into the synagogue of the Baal Shem Tov. It's packed, just packed, thousands and thousands of people. And suddenly, he's just so happy to be there. Everyone's happy. Suddenly, the Baal Shem Tov yells out his name, Boruch from Otvatsk. You can't remember talking to each other. And he happens to mention to somebody, that's my name. He says, that's your name? He says, yeah. He says, here, we got him here. We found him here. They pass him over. They lift him up, pass him over from person to person, put him in front of the Baal Shem Tov. He's just shaking, standing in front of this holy man. He said, Baruch Hu, is that you? Yes. He said, aren't you ashamed of yourself? How could you have the chutzpah to come into a holy place like this? I would just be ashamed to show my face here. I have you no shame whatsoever. So he doesn't know what to do. The Baal Shem Tov puts his head down. And he looks up and he says, you are a sinner. You are a disgusting person. Get out of here. Get out. So he doesn't know what to say. So everybody's, they're a little bit ashamed for him also. They figure he looks like a simple, normal guy. So he takes he's got a little suitcase or his little bag or whatever, and stumbles out the door. And he takes looks around, gets the wagon that brought him there. He says, take me back. I'll go back home. What's that? Just hang around. He goes back. It's like a two-day journey by wagon. And on the way, he stops off in an inn, and he's sitting in the inn. He can't go to sleep. He's so worried. He's just destroyed. He finds a little corner. He sits in the corner, and he just sits there, and he's crying. He's weeping. All of a sudden, he hears, this is like the sun is just going down. They couldn't travel at nighttime with him. It gets dark. All of a sudden, he hears from outside, door opens up. In come 10 Chassidim. They're happy. They push tables together. They say, bring vodka, bring pickles, bring this. We're making up for bringing their dancing and they're singing. They're on the way to the Baal Shem Tov. They're happy. One of the Chassidim says to the other one, hey, see what's going on over in the corner? What's in the corner? Look over there. They see a Jew sitting there sad. Yeah, you're right. How could it possibly be a Jew so close to the Baal Shem Tov? I mean, we're like a half a day away. And the morning comes, we're going to be by Baal Shem Tov, and he's sitting there and he's sad. How could that possibly be? It must be this Jew does not know what the Baal Shem Tov is. It could be that he's even a misnagid, one of the people that are opposed to the Baal Shem Tov. What do you do to a misnagid? Show him love. Let's go and show him love. So they go over to him and they say, hello, my friend, how are you? And he says, listen, just please leave me alone. I just really don't feel in a good mood. No, come and sit with us. You'll be really happy. You're so close to the Baal Shem Tov. Their mother says, listen, just please, just leave me alone. I just want to sit there. Come. They lift him up. They sit him down with him. And they say, come make a l'chaim. He says, I don't want to. I just want to be quiet. I just want to be left. So they pour him a little cup. They say, come on, make a l'chaim. He says, no. As soon as he says, oh, like that, oh, so they grab a hold of his mouth, oh, and they make him drink. And he said, come on, make a little l'chaim, be happy. He said, I really don't want to. Come, one more l'chaim. He says, no. He says, no. They give him another drink. The fourth drink, the guy takes himself. They're all singing and they're dancing and they're happy and they're talking about God and about this and they're drinking. And this guy, he's drunk totally, which is a little bit good because he forgets his problems, he forgets his trouble. All of a sudden, the sun is coming up. Oh, we're happy. We're going to go to the Baal Shem Tov. So they go to the Baal Shem Tov. They get in the wagon and they take this guy with them. They take him with them and he gets in the wagon and they drive to the Baal Shem Tov and he's totally drunk. They come to the Baal Shem Tov and say, now you're going to see what real happiness is. We're going to take you into the holy Baal Shem Tov. Happy. They take him in and they take him into the synagogue, just like it was yesterday, packed. Place is packed. As soon as they get in, all of a sudden the Baal Shem Tov says, Baruch Miotvatsk, come here. Said, what's your name? He says, Baruch Miotvatsk. Says, the Baal Shem Tov is calling you. All of a sudden there opens up this whole thing and he's like face to face with the Baal Shem Tov. Baruch Miotvatsk. It was like somebody threw a bucket of cold water on him. Suddenly he became totally sober. He was thinking, I gotta get out of here. He said, one second, what's going on? Maybe I'm dreaming now. And I'm not here. How could I possibly be back here? One second, maybe I was dreaming yesterday. Maybe that the Baal Shem Tov kicked me out. That's the dream. Maybe now it's real. He was just so confused. So they bring him up here. They push him up forward. The Baal Shem Tov gets out of his chair or whatever, hugs him and says, kisses him, Baruch Miotvatsk, I'm so happy to see you. He says, I don't know what's going on. He said, probably you're wondering what's happening, right? Yesterday I kicked you out of here like a dog. And today you're like, I'm treating you like my son. So I'll tell you what happened. I'll explain the whole thing to you. Baal Shem Tov says to him, yesterday you came in and I saw the angel of death was dancing over your head. I knew that you weren't even going to live to Rosh Hashanah. Something was going to happen to you in the next few days that you were going to die. I said, I got to save this guy. What am I going to do? I said, I'll shame him. I'll embarrass him. And embarrassing somebody is like killing him. I know that embarrassing somebody is a terrible sin, but I will save you. So I called you all those names, and I figured by embarrassing you and shaming you, that would be like killing you, and then the angel of death would feel his job was done. So I ashamed you and didn't help at all. So I put my head down. I figured I'll try it again. I gave you even more shame. Nothing. I said, okay. I realized with the angel of death, you got to be clever. Got to be clever. I thought like this. I'm going to, all of a sudden the whole idea came into my mind, what to do. I'm going to throw you out. You're not going to hang around. You got nothing there. You're going to go back. For you to go from here to Advatsk, to wherever the city came from, for you to go to here, let's say it was Advatsk. It takes 2 days. You can't travel at night. You're going to stop off in an inn. You're going to stop off in an inn. You're not going to go to sleep. You're going to be so worried. You're going to sit up. There's Chassidim that are coming the other way. They're also coming. They also can't travel at night. They're going to come into the inn, and they're going to see you sitting there all miserable, and they're going to be happy because they're coming here. And a Chassid can't stand to see another Jew when he's miserable. What are they going to do? they're going to draw you into the farbrengen. And when you make a farbrengen, what do? They drink vodka, but they just don't drink vodka. When they drink vodka, they say a blessing before they eat it, but they say l'chaim, to life. Now it happens to be when there are 3 Jews that are together, it's like a judicial court. So if these 3 Jews, they decide a judicial decision to life, they all say l'chaim, 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 as that it says that a beis din, a judicial court here in the world, makes a decision, God has to listen. If they say to life, to life, to life, then that's a judicial decision and God will give you life. And sure enough, they brought you back and I saw the angel of death is not dancing over your head. Because of their l'chaim that they said, is that's what saved your life. Now, welcome back. Baal Shem Tov story. Have a good day with Mashiach now. God willing, see everybody at 8:15 tomorrow morning. Tell your friends, don't miss it.
Thank you.
I am